So Lisa Leslie went on First Take, and for the first time in a long time, we have actually heard, some WNBA talk on any sort of talk show. It has not happened in a long time, but maybe since when the Aces won the title, there was a 30-second segment, and in fairness, this wasn't the longest segment. This is more so Lisa Leslie wanting to just announce that she's getting a statue. So it's not like it's a majorly huge thing. But they did mention the WNBA, I guess, in a few seconds, and still, it was the same talking points from 2024. They did bring up the Olympics, and I'm not really going to talk not necessarily too much about that one, but Lisa Leslie basically was asked this about the GM survey. So let's take a listen right here. This is from ESPN First Take.
Before the season started, WNBA GM selected Paige Bueckers as a player they would most like to start a franchise with. What's your reaction to that?
Well, all those GMs probably going to get fired because this is a money business, and the money is about Caitlin Clark, who is the player who has made, never in the history of the WNBA have we had a player force teams to get into larger arenas. I've never seen that happen. And so if you're the GM, you're obviously supposed to be bringing in money. That's revenue.
Right.
I'm going with Caitlin Clark. What you think, Stephen?
Of course, I've been saying Caitlin Clark. Rising tide lifts all boats.
And in fairness, afterwards, we're going to... Lisa Leslie was one of the people that was all for Caitlin Clark making Team USA, and was straight away she came out in and doubled down on this, and she was she couldn't believe that Team USA for the Olympics 2024 left without her. And that is kind of a crazy one, because if we're being real here, it is genuinely a thing where if we're talking purely basketball for who a team would take to start their franchise, you're probably still taking Angel Wilson. She's still the right side of 30. You're still probably taking Angel Wilson. But at the same time, if you're going to not vote Caitlin Clark, it can't just be for basketball reasons. Because again, there's not enough an age gap. Paige Bueckers is 25 years old soon. And she's 25 years old. Her game probably will age okay, but does not play defense. So the fact is that when it comes to marketing and basketball, if you're deciding either of Caitlin Clark or Paige, it becomes both. And the fact that she flat out said was any GM that takes a player above Caitlin Clark would be fired. And it is funny where it's I genuinely do think that if the Indiana Fever had the option to trade Caitlin Clark for Paige Bueckers, I think they would consider it. I think they think they're Apple, which is kind of crazy. I don't know if the Wings would do it, would make the trade the opposite way either, because I think I think the Wings would be more hesitant, because I think there would be uproar in Dallas if they made the trade. Maybe there wouldn't. But I just think in general, after the Nico situation, you can't trade a star in Dallas. Doesn't matter who it's for. You get Angel Wilson. You can find a way to reroute Angel Wilson, Breanna Steward, Caitlin Clark, and the first pick. That is Juju Watkins, and they probably wouldn't trade Paige after the Nico Harrison situation. But yeah, it is kind of crazy to see a all-time great go on TV and as good as say, if a GM took another player above Caitlin Clark, they should all be fired. Everyone who didn't vote for Caitlin Clark should be fired, which is very kind of mad statement to make, but still, don't think she's wrong. She is not necessarily wrong with that statement. But it is just such an interesting one, because clearly the hype is not what it was. Clearly. The LA Sparks didn't open the Upper Bowl yesterday for an Indiana Fever away game. I cannot stress that enough. It's not like teams back in the day would, every game will be a sellout if Caitlin Clark played. It wasn't a sellout, and they didn't open the upper bowl. They didn't even sell out the lower bowl. But that is LA. Like, they genuinely like have, like, it has kind of stopped the hype. That being said, she can still nearly sell out Gamebridge. They can sell out Gamebridge nearly every single time for a game for Caitlin Clark. But if she's not there, I don't know how, for another season, I don't think they'd be able to even do that. I don't even know if they would be able to sell out, like, if they'd be able to sell out a top arena. I don't know, unless it's the Valks or the Portland Fire. Any of these teams that struggle to sell tickets, if they'd be able to sell out without Caitlin Clark. But, like, she still is clearly the biggest draw. But there's not the... I think we can be real here. There was a mania. There was a mania around Caitlin Clark. And people were saying at the time, oh, the Caitlin Clark hype. No, there's a difference between hype and mania. She was the first topic on First Take for an entire summer. Like, the entire summer of 2024, the show, like, these shows would open with Caitlin Clark. Now, Caitlin Clark dropping 24 points in a win is only brought up because Lisa Leslie's on the show to announce she's getting a statue outside crypto, which, again, congratulations to Lisa Leslie. But yeah, it is a big statement to be made. And look, she's not wrong. She's not wrong. Like, a lot, and I mean a lot of players would lose, or a lot of GMGs would lose their job if they trade Caitlin for anything. And there might be, it would take maybe another year or two for the hype, if the hype completely goes. Again, she is getting the Luka treatment in the media, but it would take a year or two of the hype dying in order to for Caitlin to fully become a tradable asset. But no, she's not at that stage yet. You cannot, if you're a GM, you cannot pick anyone other than Caitlin Clark. If you're looking to pick one at the top, or if you have a first pick of an all-time draft. Again, purely basketball involved, fuck it. If it's long-term, I'm taking Dom Malonga. Like, you forget being like, oh, you know, like, Paige Bueckers turns 25 before Dom Malonga turns 21. Like, it's that different. Like, there's 4 and a bit years difference between the two of them. Like, I do think Dom Malonga projects to be maybe the better player long term. But yeah, anyway, that is pretty much it, lads. That is the video. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And as always, thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.